Alright folks, hope you're keeping well. In today's video I'm going to show you how you can take a simple wool blanket, whether it be in one piece, whether it be holey and tatty, and turn it into a practical, comfortable piece of outdoors gear. Over the last week the weather has turned rather sour. It has been wet, windy and cold, and as I practically live outdoors at the moment, I've had to really employ my arsenal of outdoor gear, especially my layers of wool to keep me warm and comfortable, especially when I'm out here in my living space cooking or do whatever it is I need to do. Now today I had a day off, so I went down to my local army surplus shop and I bought these two blankets, these ex-army blankets. I got them for about £6 each because they're holey and tatty, but that ain't no bother because we can fix them up and turn them into something practical and useful. So the reason why I love ponchos is not only do they look pretty badass when you're wearing them, but they can be a really convenient item to own. Whether you need to chuck something on over whatever it is you're wearing and go out in the cold, the wet, the windy, whether you've sat around a campfire on a cold evening and you want something to keep you warm, these can offer great coverage and great insulation from the weather. Also, they still remain a perfectly usable blanket, so you can strap them to your back and carry them with you, wear it around the campfire in the evening, and then use it as a part of your sleep system when you go to bed. So first of all, we're going to take a look at our blanket. Now here you can see we've got this big old rip, this big old tear here. Now whether this is moth damage or whether it's just general wear and tear over the years, I'm not sure, but this is the reason why it was only £6, but that's fine. We can do a really simple repair here and make it usable. I'm not going to do anything fancy, just going to do a simple repair so it's in a usable state. It's a pretty hardy blanket, it's a very tough, thick, coarse wool. I don't think it's going to unravel too much, and if it does I can always patch it and tend to it again at another time. So I'm going to open her up, find the hole that I want to repair here, and I'm going to start just offering it up and seeing what I've got to deal with. I think I'm going to just do a really rough, simple job and just sew along here, just do a line of strong stitching underneath. So here you can see I'm doing a super simple stitch. I'm just going back on myself, coming through to the other side, and then coming ahead a little bit, like that, pulling it tight, and I'm coming back on myself, and coming out again, making sure I'm keeping somewhat in line, and then just going ahead again. There we have it. We turn it to the other side. There. There's our repair. Again, certainly not the neatest of jobs, but usable and no longer a big hole in it. So now we're going to be cutting the head hole in the middle of our poncho. Now I've already started cutting into mine, playing around with it, but to find the right position to cut your hole, you want to open up your blanket, so you've got it coming along lengthways, and along the width you're going to fold it. Fold it over, find your corners, bring it corner to corner, give it a shake out, and then you're going to fold it over again. And here you're going to make a little mark, you're going to cut into it, and that's going to be the marker for your center. I'm going to open them up again. So what I've done is I've offset my hole the way I've cut it. I've cut a little bit into the back and I've cut down a little bit deeper at the front by about 1.5 to 2 inches. Now obviously the size of your head hole is going to be personal to you, size of your body, size of your head, personal preference. Don't worry if you cut too deep, if you cut your hole too big, because we're going to be adding reinforced patches at the ends of the hole to give it a bit more strength and structure, stop it from tearing, and we can always sew it back together there. So the next step is to hem our neck hole, to give it some strength, to give it some structure, to stop it from fraying, make it a little bit more comfortable, clean up this raw edge which is going to be a bit tough on the neck. So we're going to turn it over to the underside of whatever your underside is, if you have an underside. We're going to find our raw edges like so, and all we're going to do is we are going to fold once, fold twice, and then we're going to sew along this edge just the same as we did for the repair. So here I am, ready to start. I've got a couple pins in, pinning it roughly in place. I've got my needle ready to go, thread it up. So here, I'm going to make sure I'm folded over nicely there, and I'm going to start just securing myself in. I might knot it through as well, give it some extra strength. So now I'm just going to continue exactly the same as I was when I was doing the repair, just going back on myself like this along this folded over hem. And there we have it. That's both sides done. Turn this around. Should look something like this. So what we have here is a perfectly functional poncho. You can stick your head through it, wear it. But right here and on the back, these little end points, these little unhemmed sections at the end, they're going to be a weak point. If I give them a little tear, you can see already it's starting to fray here. So what we're going to do is we're going to add a little reinforced patch at the front and at the back to give it a bit more structure and a bit more strength and stop it from tearing any further. So what I've done is I've cut myself a little triangle out of corduroy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to carefully fold over my edges like this and offer it up and have a look and make sure that I'm happy with that, just so you're kind of coming over this point where it joins. Pull it together a little bit so that's got some strength when we sew it down. Pretty happy with that, so I'm going to sew that in place now. So here we have our first little patch, and as you can see, that's created a much stronger end point here. It's not going to tear as much. Now I think to give it some more strength and more structure, and just to tidy this bit up at the back, I'm going to put another patch on the back here. So here are both of our sides finished, reinforced. Certainly not the neatest job again, but definitely a lot firmer, a lot stronger, and not going to tear. So now your poncho is ready to be used, and you can wear this two different ways. You can just chuck it on over and wear it down and bundle yourself up against the weather, or you can throw it over your shoulder. It's going to free up one of your arms, get the Clint Eastwood look. Now I've started to add some tassels to the bottom of mine to give it a bit of pizzazz. It's a really simple process. Just use some old yarn and just tie them onto the bottom of the woodworking needle, the yarn needle, and you can really do whatever you want with it. You can patch it, you can embroider it, you can put tassels on it, you can do whatever you want, or you can just wear it in hard and batter it and give it some character and make it your own. Cheers for watching, guys. Hope you can take something away from this video. Super simple, I know, but perhaps you'll be inspired to repurpose some old holey wool blankets into something practical, comfortable that you can take out on your adventures, take out when you're spending time in nature. Stay tuned for more videos, guys, and I'll see you soon.